Okay, so ready to have your mind blown. Today we're digging into phytomining.
Phyto what now?
Phytomining, it's where plants do the mining for us.
Okay, now you've got my attention.
We're talking about, like, growing metal.
Growing metal.
Yeah, not in some, like, futuristic lab, but literally in the ground.
Right, you've got to tell me more. So how far back does this idea go?
Well, our deep dive today takes us back to 1998.
98? Okay, so not exactly brand new tech.
Ooh, there's this paper called, shockingly, Phytomining, published in Trends in Plant Science. So yeah, it's been around.
But it's having a moment, right? Like it's gaining traction again as a potential green tech.
Exactly. And that's why we're here. We're going to dig into this paper and figure out how it works, if it's really as eco-friendly as it sounds, and, if we'll ever see metal farms instead of traditional lines.
Sign me up. Let's talk metal munching plants.
Yes, hyperaccumulators, the stars of the show. No need to explain those. We know what's up. But what I really want to know is, how do these plants do it? Like, they're pulling in metals that would be toxic to other plants, and they're just vibing.
It is wild, right? They've developed these like hyper-specific mechanisms to absorb, transport, and store metals in their cells. Like they're built different.
It's like you have a superpower.
Totally. For example, some hyperaccumulators have these specialized enzymes that basically neutralize the toxicity of metals like nickel. And then others have like unique root structures that maximize how much metal they can take up.
So they're like little metal processing plants, but like on a cellular level.
Exactly. Evolution is amazing.
Tell me about it. The paper mentions this plant, Strepcanthus polygaloides. It thrives on nickel-rich soils in California. It's like these plants evolved to love heavy metal. Talk about a specialized palate, huh?
Right. Imagine a field of these plants, their leaves like shimmering with nickel. It'd be kind of trippy.
Like straight out of a sci-fi movie. But let's get practical, yeah.
Yeah.
Say we have these metal-laden plants. How do we actually get the metal out? That's where the mining part comes in, right?
Exactly. It's all about the extraction.
And I'm guessing it's not as simple as just, like, picking the plants and chucking them in a furnace.
You're right. It is a multi-step process, but it's actually pretty similar to traditional agriculture in a way.
Okay, walk me through it.
So first, you plant your hyperaccumulators in the target area, let them do their thing, absorbing all those metals.
Right, gotta let them soak it all up.
Exactly. Then you harvest them, and here's where it gets interesting. You burn them.
Burn them. Wait, wouldn't that release, like, a bunch of nasty stuff into the air?
No, not at all. It's a super controlled burn, and it's crucial because burning the plants gets rid of all the organic stuff and leaves behind this concentrated ash, and that ash, that's our bioore.
So it's like a refining step, the burning.
Exactly. It purifies and concentrates the metal, getting it ready for the next stage.
Pretty slick.
Yeah.
But why go through all this trouble? Is this bio-ore really that much better than what you get from regular mining?
Oh, the benefits are huge, especially for the environment. Think about it digging massive mines, all the heavy machinery, the potential for messing up the soil, water contamination. Phytomining is way gentler.
Okay, so significantly smaller environmental footprint. No more carving up mountains just to get to a vein of ore. I like where this is going.
And that's not all. Because bioore is more concentrated, you need less energy to actually extract and process the metal compared to traditional ore.
So less mess, less energy. Sounds pretty good to me. Anything else? Any other eco-wins in the phytomining column?
Oh yeah, for sure. It can actually help clean up polluted land.
What? Really?
Yeah. Picture this. You've got land contaminated with heavy metals, right? Plant some hyperaccumulators, and they'll pull those metals right out of the soil as they grow.
Like a botanical cleanup crew.
Exactly. Remediation and potentially valuable metals, all in one.
Okay, so what's the catch? It can't be that easy, right?
Well, no, not a magic bullet. One of the biggies is time.
Time.
Phytomining relies on, natural plant growth cycles.
Right, which are way slower than traditional mining.
Exactly. We're talking months, maybe even years for a single harvest, depending on the plant, the climate, all that.
So, got to be patient. Work with Mother Nature's schedule.
Exactly. And it's not effective for every metal.
Right. There are only so many hyperaccumulators out there.
Right. It works best for those specific metals where we've found those, metal-loving plants. Plus, even then, replicating the really high metal uptake we see in wild plants in a controlled environment, tricky.
Easier said than done.
For sure.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. It's about, finding the right plant for the right metal, the right environment, all of that. Speaking of which, this paper gets into some pretty cool case studies, shows the potential of phytomining with specific plants.
Yeah, those real-world examples are key.
Like, there's one that uses alyssum bertillonii.
Another nickel hyperaccumulator.
Right. What's so special about that one?
They got some pretty amazing results with the alyssum bertillonii. They figured out ways to, like, really ramp up the biomass production.
Biomass. So that's what the amount of plant material you can harvest?
Exactly. And with phytomining, more biomass equals more metal, right? Higher potential yield.
Got to maximize that metal output.
Yep.
Then there's Berkshire, another nickel fan. This one seems to be getting a lot of buzz in the phytomining world.
Oh, yeah. Berkshire is a good one. It's got a lot going for it. Grows fast, tolerates colder climates, and it's a perennial.
So you don't have to replant it every year. Saves time and money.
Exactly. That combination is like the holy grail for phytomining, efficient, cost-effective.
It's like the perfect employee.
Yeah.
Productive, adaptable, low maintenance. What's not to love?
Right. But, there are always challenges. While wild Berkshire, they have crazy high nickel concentrations naturally, getting those same levels when you're growing it in a controlled way. Still working on that.
So a bit of a diva, this plant.
Kind of, yeah. Goes to show we still have a lot to learn about how to optimize these plants, get them to really thrive in different environments.
Totally. Which brings us to let's say, the money question. Can you actually make money doing this? Is phytomining, economically viable?
The million-dollar question, right. And the answer, like most things, is it depends.
Right, there are always trade-offs.
Of course. So a few things really impact whether or not you can make phytomining profitable. The big one, obviously, is the market price of the metal you're going after.
Makes sense. Nickel prices crash. Your profitable phytomining operation is suddenly not so profitable.
Exactly. Metal prices are all over the place. Another big factor is biomass production, like we were talking about with the alyssum, right? More biomass per hectare means higher potential yield, more potential profits. But getting those high yields, that takes, well, optimal growing conditions, and